The looseness in family bonds and the negative impacts of the market mechanism have contributed to the increasingly apparent youthfulness of juvenile offenders. In many cases, only 12-13 years old, these young individuals have engaged in dangerous societal behaviors such as murder, theft, or illegal drug trafficking. However, due to their age not being eligible for criminal responsibility, legal handling becomes complicated. So let's now take a look at their reactions in court after committing the crimes. Beginning with two characters. Sierra Halseth, 16 years old, and her boyfriend, Aron Guerrero, 18 years old, were sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 22 years for the murder of her father. Sierra, a high school student and the daughter of the victim, had a complicated family life due to her parents' divorce. Aron Guerrero, also a teenager at the time, had a background and family circumstances that were not widely publicized. On the early morning of April 8, 2021 in Las Vegas, Aron left home with Sierra to purchase a chainsaw, circular saw, handsaw, and flammable liquid. They then bought disposable gloves and a tarpaulin and stole over $1,300 from the joint account of Daniel and his ex-wife. They murdered Daniel with multiple stab wounds, then dismembered his body and burned down the garage to erase traces of their crime. During their escape, Sierra continuously sent messages to her grandmother to prevent her from visiting Daniel's house. However, when Elizabeth, Sierra's mother, discovered the missing money in the joint bank account, the police issued arrest warrants for the couple. In a shocking turn, they recorded a video of themselves admitting to having killed someone.
Welcome back to our YouTube channel. After murdering somebody.
Whoa! Don't put that on camera.
This was an insane act. Both were arrested in Salt Lake City on April 13th after disembarking from a light rail train without tickets. A background check revealed they were wanted for a murder in Las Vegas. The two teenagers claimed that Halseth had abused and mistreated his daughter. Allegations that his family vehemently denied as completely false. The primary motive for this crime appears to be related to Daniel Halseth's disapproval of Sierra's boyfriend. During the trial, Sierra Halseth and Aron Guerrero initially denied all charges against them. But after a period of struggle, they changed their testimonies and pleaded guilty to all 9 charges they were facing. In October 2022, Sierra and Aron were sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 22 years. The court also ordered them to pay $5,000 in restitution. Jacob Morgan, a 17-year-old teenager nicknamed Matt, lived in a mobile home park in Rock Hill. His life was as normal as any other teenager's until a fateful night in 2015 turned everything upside down. While everyone was deep in sleep, a fire suddenly erupted from Jacob's home. As the blaze spread rapidly, a terrible tragedy unfolded. Jacob's 14-month-old brother, Joshua Hill, unfortunately lost his life in the fire. The police quickly investigated and concluded that the fire was not an accident. Jacob was suspected of causing the blaze and the death of his younger brother. He was charged with arson and murder, grave crimes with irreversible consequences. In the courtroom, Jacob faced the harsh reality of the legal system. His pained reaction while the judge spoke of his brother's suffering raised controversial questions about the autism disorder Jacob suffered from. Eventually, he pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter and criminal behavior towards a child. This admission led to a severe sentence, 15 years in prison. Jacob's mother, Julie Dover Hill, stated that he would never harm his innocent brother. Joshua's father, Mike Hill, stated that his stepson was not a cold-blooded killer. Investigators reported that Morgan had deliberately started the fire and he had a fascination with fire. They also argued that Morgan, who also had developmental issues and struggled with reading and writing, had confessed to starting the fire under duress after a 5-hour interrogation that was not recorded. As of now, Morgan has been released after serving about half of his 15-year sentence. Aiden Fucci, 14 years old, a teenager from St. Johns County, Florida, became the focus of a case that shocked the public in 2021. Fucci's life changed completely after May 9, 2021. A 13-year-old girl named Tristan Bailey went missing after attending a party with friends. The police and community quickly organized a search, and tragically, just a few hours later, her body was found near a remote area. Evidence collected at the scene led to the swift arrest of Aiden Fucci, Bailey's classmate. The investigation revealed horrifying details. Fucci, then just 14 years old, was accused of killing Bailey with multiple stab wounds. A medical examination reported at least 114 injuries, many of which were defensive wounds. Surveillance camera footage and digital evidence provided undeniable proof of his involvement in the murder. The case became even more complex as details about Fucci's personal life and psychology were uncovered. The media and public opinion were particularly focused on how Fucci used social media, with his posts being considered bizarre and alarming, including those made after Bailey's disappearance. Fucci was subsequently prosecuted for first-degree murder, a controversial decision due to his age. At the court moment, Aiden Fucci displayed some notable reactions. He exhibited several psychological expressions and unstable behaviors, including mocking laughter and odd actions throughout the trial. Although he was charged as an adult, his juvenile age disqualified him from receiving the death penalty. He faces 40 years to life in prison. Under Florida law, after serving 25 years of a life sentence, a judge may consider the possibility of a lesser sentence. Why can these children commit such cruel acts? Is there a solution to this problem? Please share your opinions in the comments below to find the most accurate solution. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support our latest videos. The next juvenile offender will shock you even more with what he has done. Due to the violent nature of the case, we will not delve too deeply into the details. At 15 years old, Nehemiah Griego, a teenager from New Mexico, committed a brutal act that shocked public opinion. On January 19, 2013, Griego took the lives of his entire family, including his parents and 3 young siblings. According to reports, he used multiple types of weapons, including a handgun and a semi-automatic rifle. The events took place at the Griego family's home in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The story began late at night when Griego used his father's handgun to shoot his mother while she was sleeping. He then killed his sister and 2 younger brothers. More horrifyingly, he waited for his father to return home around 5 a.m. after a night shift and then murdered him. After committing the brutal act, Griego planned to continue his killing spree at a local Walmart, intending to carry out a mass shooting. However, this plan was not executed. When arrested, Griego agreed to talk to the police without the presence of an adult or a lawyer. Initially, he lied to the police about what had happened, but later confessed to his entire act. Griego told investigators that he was angry at his mother and had intended to commit suicide. The investigation into Griego's motives and criminal behavior revealed much about his psychological state and family environment. Court moments, Griego displayed various emotions including remorse, sadness, and even confusion. By January 2015, the case reached a deadlock due to its complex developments. The assessment of Griego's mental health was underway. Griego was ultimately sentenced to 3 concurrent life sentences, in addition to a consecutive 7 years, totaling 30 years before being eligible for parole. Jeremiah King was 16 years old at the time of the crime and was involved in a night of chaos and wrongdoing. Along with 5 friends, he spent the entire night breaking into cars and homes. During this process, they encountered Stephen Guerrero, a beloved bartender in Albuquerque. In a confrontation that took place at Guerrero's garage, King shot and killed him. This event concluded with King confessing to his crime and being sentenced to 25 years in prison, the maximum sentence under a plea agreement. King's accomplices were also sentenced according to the degree of their involvement in the crime. Throughout the court proceedings, King did not display many emotions, with only one smile when he saw his family in the courtroom. King's mother, in her statement before the judge, described him as a well-behaved and respectable child who had made a serious mistake. Prosecutor Larissa Calloway criticized King's lifestyle, including his use of alcohol and drugs, as well as negative habits when unsupervised by adults. At the court moment, King expressed remorse and stated that he would prove his remorse by doing well in prison. The case of Jeremiah King serves as a lesson on the importance of education, family and community supervision, as well as the serious consequences of criminal behavior. The victim's family, especially Vinny Guerrero, attended nearly every court session, openly criticizing plea agreements and hoping that King would recognize the responsibility and consequences of his actions. If you want to express your feelings about this video or have personal stories to share, please let us know by leaving your comments or experiences below. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe to our channel to stay updated with our latest videos. Goodbye and see you again. Thank you.